Time to say it with flowers. Adair's is perfect for fresh flowers. Candy and
Lacon this evening.
Licone.
Lucas Licon. I wonder if he's related to Inspector Clouseau. Are you related to Inspector Clouseau? Good evening, everybody, from the Eagle's Nest on the campus of Guerin High School in Noblesville. Welcome to tonight's broadcast of IHSAA sectional football on Hamilton County Television, presented by Logan Street.
Patrick Hagel with that catch, and a lot of yak there. Yards. Albert again untouched, and he is diving, almost dove toward the end zone. Another first down.
First down for the Golden Eagles.
17
Got about
yards.
17 or 18 yards on that one. It looks like it's a 1st and goal from the 3.
Albert having quite the game so far. Looks like 4 carries, 72 yards. Oop, little jump up front. Not sure if that was a left tackle or the right defensive end.
Well, I saw the right defensive end come across, but I did not see any movement.
Offside. Yep, half the distance looks like.
So that'll put it about the 1.5 yard marker.
Moves the ball half the distance to the goal.
4:55 in the first quarter, already 14-0 in favor of the Golden Eagles. They're knocking on the door again, Craig.
It'll be 1st and goal at the 1 here. Any guess what they're going to do here?
JA. And I don't mean junior achievement.
Nope, that's going to be to the up back. Didn't quite get it. Yep, that's 82, Max McGreal.
McGreal carries the ball.
The sophomore tight end playing the fullback, if you will, the up back. Give him no gain.
That's his first
carry.
First carry of the season. Coach Dilly really mixing it up in there tonight.
Galov hands it off. Albert, and they just opened up the offensive line, and he crosses for his 3rd touchdown here of the first 8 minutes of the game from 1 yard out. Touchdown for Jagger Albert.
So it didn't take him very long again, a little bit over 4.5 minutes to score again. That drive started back at the 35-yard line, so that was a 6.
That was actually pretty good coverage by Jay Jones Moore, number 24, but an even better reception by Weiniger. Ball is now in Cathedral territory at the 45-yard line. They will go back to the ground, and this is Alsum carrying again. 3-yard gain for Alsum.
Again, nice job by the Plainfield front here. Again, all Plainfield wants to do running the football. If they're gaining positive yards here, I think they'll be pretty happy with that because this Cathedral front 6 is really, really stout.
They are indeed. And by the way, I beg your pardon, that was actually Burden, 27, not 21 carrying. It's getting hard to see through our window here in the press box now that it's covered in rain. This is Burden carrying this time. I'm for certain on this one, and he has a nice lead block that'll put him to the 40-yard line and then some.
What I like about what Brian Woodner's doing here with the offense is he's staying true to what they do. They are a run-first team. Whether it was Moyers, a quarterback, or now Vanderbush, that's why we're seeing so much Wildcat in multiple quarterbacks because they want to run the ball, know if they're going to have a chance against Cathedral, they have to keep the ball offensively.
By the way, that really nice block up front was with number 54, Caleb Boer, the 260-pound senior, who helps lead the way for the running back Burden to at least put them in a position here where they'll have a 3rd and short, 3rd down and 4. Low snap. Again, they go to the backup quarterback Keller, who's technically the 3rd stringer, but it's a short game for him, short gain on the quarterback keeper. That was quarterback run all the way, and he only gets it to the 39-yard line.
Well, for what Plainfield's done earlier, I'd be surprised if they're not going for it here. The biggest thing there, that Wildcat play there is taking a while to develop. Against this Cathedral defense, you don't have a lot of time. And so look for something to happen quicker, more of the jet sweeps or those type things. Those seem to be working better against the Cathedral defense.
Plainfield does not have to run a play before the quarter is finished, and they will choose not to do so. So when we open the second quarter, Plainfield will be looking at a 4th and 4 from the Cathedral 39-yard line. Sectional action tonight here in Sectional 13. Cathedral leads Plainfield 14-7 on the IHSAA Champions Network, presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance.
This is old you. And this is now you. Things change. Your insurance should too. Talk to an Indiana Farm Bureau insurance agent, and now you can stop knocking on wood.
Hi, I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to IHSAA Foundation.
If they don't get something here and they have to punt the ball again and give it back to Guerin Catholic, and it looks like it may be not too far beyond the 50, it's going to be a long night for the Athenians, just because they'll be trying to play catch up all night. And may not be possible.
They have not had a first down yet, have they?
They've had one.
One, okay. McCarty with that keeper again.
He got close to the 30, but it's going to be a fourth and I would say about a football. Yeah, about a half yard.
Going to bring up fourth down and a short yard.
So at this point, down 21-0. I think Sean Gerald might be just saying, what the heck, let's just go for it.
Plan. And then you can't get the ball snapped, you got to take another timeout.
Well, I think what ended up happening there, Cathedral went straight man and was going to bring pressure. I don't think that Brian Woodard liked his call. So instead of forcing the call, Vandermeer kept looking to the sideline. There was no reaction from the Plainfield coaching staff, meaning that they didn't like that. Let's call timeout. Let's go back and let's now have a plan. So look for some kind of crossing routes or some kind of pick plays by Plainfield to go against this Cathedral man-to-man defense.
Out, and he's just open right at the flat.
Well, 6A has the week off. Most of 5A has the week off because teams are taking advantage of the spotlight they have this season. Both teams have taken the play clock down on most of their snaps. Mabry will take this to the end zone for a second time tonight. Mabry finds Pater. Warrenville's actually went away from time this house.
But Mabry did a great job of making guys.
Hardy hands it off. Latrey's got it. He'll kind of find his way and get hard-earned yards.
As the number on his jersey.
1 yard pickup down to the 24.
With man in motion to the right side is over 1,300 yards rushing on the season.
At the Guerin Catholic 24. Glad you've joined us tonight, folks. Craig Atkins with Brad Silbert.
Cathedral, a 6-play, 61-yard drive to extend their lead at 21-7 over Plainfield. Took just over 3 minutes of game clock action for Cathedral to push their lead to 2 touchdowns. And now Plainfield really in a position where they're going to have to start answering with scores of their own. This short kick, a fair catch is called for and made by Ricky Alsum. So Plainfield will have another crack here offensively. Give you a little inside story on this game, what makes this one so unique. The head coach of the Cathedral Fighting Irish, Bill Peebles, and the head coach at Plainfield, Brian Woodard, are both University of Evansville graduates, both played football there, but they did not play at the same time. Bill actually was a grad assistant on the staff when Brian Woodard was a freshman playing for U of E, so they never were actually teammates, although Coach Peebles was, as I said, a grad assistant when Brian Woodard was on the playing on the field for the Purple Aces back when they used to have football.
Unfortunately, they don't have that now, which is really a shame because that was such a great program, had friends and family that played for Evansville, and just a neat program that unfortunately doesn't have football now.
That was Vanderbush hitting Weiniger there on the short stop route. It's a nice gain on first down of about 6 yards to set them up 2nd and 4. They went with a safe little stop route there, and Weiniger sure-handed made the grab. Gaddia back on as the tailback here for Plainfield. And again, same route, same result. This time, though, it's Jack Beebe on the catch, and that will be enough for a first down. I got to tell you, I love the fact that number 13, Gaddia, is getting the snaps that he is, because as you said, pregame, they weren't sure if he was going to be able to play, and he's been in there a bunch.
I tell you what, he's done a fantastic job, as much blocking as he has, or protecting the quarterback, as he has running the football.
That 6-yard catch by Beebe gives another set of downs here for the Red Pride of Plainfield. And again, working with their freshman QB and Cale Vanderbush, playing for the injured Aiden Moyers. Play action, Vanderbush to throw, and that one is incomplete. Nice defensive coverage there on the perimeter by Johnny Leffel, the outside linebacker who wears number 11 for Cathedral.
Great job by the Fighting Irish defense there. Again, you talked about Gaddy earlier. Just unfortunate because he's had a great year. He's nicked up. We're really not seeing the running back in his true form. But again, I give the young man credit. He's in there gritting it out.
Play action. Vanderbush is under some duress. He got rid of the ball just at the last second as he was being brought to the ground by Will Chapman. A penalty flag has been thrown, however. Chapman, the 6'1", 215-pound senior, the inside backer, had wrapped up Vanderbush, was bringing him to the ground as he was throwing the football. And it's holding against the defense. Oh, a big mistake there by the Cathedral Fighting Irish.
Tell you what ended up happening there, great job by the Plainfield receiving corps. They stayed alive, meaning that when Vanderbush got flushed from the pocket, they kept moving, and the Cathedral defense didn't realize what was happening with quarterback, and they just initially grabbed the wide receiver.
And that ends up being an automatic first down for Plainfield. It puts them into Cathedral territory at the 49-yard line. So a mistake defensively by Cathedral gives Plainfield a first down. Wildcat, they snap it right to Gaddia, lowers the shoulder. Boy, what a collision between he and Chapman right at the line of scrimmage. It ends up being a gain of 1.
Tell you what, Chapman met Gaddia in the hole, and Chapman was going forward. What a great collision by both young men there. And again, to what Plainfield wants to do, whether it's Wildcat or in the regular spread offense, they want to keep running the football. Credit to Coach Woodard and to Coach Moyers on that.
And now they do bring back in the quarterback, Vanderbush. We haven't even mentioned their top receiver, Cade Ritter, is out with injury this season. Another one of those offensive weapons. Here's a ball thrown incomplete, intended for Gage Henry, coming out of the slot. There is a penalty flag. I wonder if the defender may have been there a tad early for Cathedral.
About a step early, and again, the ball, again, I love the aggressiveness of the Cathedral defense there, but he was there just a step early. And again, nice job of Plainfield of still attacking. They're going at it. I can't tell you enough, Rob. I am impressed with Vanderbush. Again, he throws a good ball. It's a wet ball now. And again, he shows great poise for just being a freshman.
Only a 9th grader. That is an automatic first down. How about 2 straight first downs for Plainfield because of Cathedral penalties? So the drive continues, and the good news, the rain has stopped for the moment. It's a wet field and a wet football, but at least the rain has subsided. 1st and 10 here for Vanderbush. Steps up in the pocket, delivers a throw, and that is incomplete. And here comes another penalty flag. This time in coverage was number 14 for the Irish, Boo Huntington, the outside linebacker. I think he might get hit with a pass interference call.
The official felt like he was there a little early. And again, the one thing that I like, Cathedral is going to keep playing tight man-to-man. And if I'm Coach Peoples, I'm okay with these flags because we're getting there early. We're still being aggressive, and I think that's the way that you attack a throwing offense, by keeping them or keep pressuring them.
Eric Mills, our referee tonight, has been busy these last couple of minutes. Another first down via penalty for Plainfield. That's 3 in a row. 3 straight first downs for the Quakers because of Cathedral penalties. Now the trick, of course, for Plainfield is to do something with the help they've been given and cash in. Vanderbush on the quick slant. That ball is broken up, incomplete. That was just great coverage there by Adrian Edmonds. The corner in coverage tipped that ball away.
Liked Edmonds there. He, again, a longer safety type or DB type here. He does a great job of timing this out, tries to take away the inside, making it really hard for Vanderbush to fit the ball in there.
Could not fit it in because of that excellent defense in the 2nd and 10. With 6 minutes and 26 seconds to play here in the second quarter. And Cathedral leading 21-7. Vanderbush fumbled the snap as it was low at his feet. He alertly picks it up. He is on the run, and he's just going to throw that one away. And here comes another flag, this one thrown in the position, or the area, I should say, of the linebacking crew.
I think we might get lineman downfield, is what I think, because, again, the play was just bobble snap, took a long time. Again, really, Vanderbush probably could have ran the ball for some positive yards, but I'm going to go ahead and guess it might be lineman downfield.
And you have guessed correctly. That is the sign from Eric Mills, and an eligible receiver downfield.
It's really hard on linemen because you don't know if the quarterback's going to run or not run. And, again, in that case there, you might get a not taking the penalty here and just take the loss of down.
There's Bill Peebles to the left of your screen talking with the referee about whether he'd like to take this penalty or not. Bill Peebles played at Cathedral as a high school player. Started his coaching career right here at Southport. And it was not a great start, folks. His first 3 seasons here at Southport, 1-9, 0-10, 1-9. But Southport stuck with him, and they were happy they did because he turned this Southport program around.
I'll tell you what, I was at Franklin Central coaching against Bill Peoples when he first got here, and I tell you what, he inherited a mess, but was able to ride that ship. And just, again, he's a great coach, and he showed that here at Lawrence Central and now back at Cathedral.
Vanderbush, the ball actually slipped out of his hand, and it was intercepted. It looked to me like he was trying to pull his arm back while he was throwing the football. And he couldn't actually, it seemed to slip out of his hands, I should say. And the ball is intercepted. Let's take another look. Oh, no, I take that back. That was actually a thrown football that Richie Haggerty just simply jumped up and picked off for his 2nd interception of the season.
Do you know how impossible that is to do? When you look at that defensive player again, that was an incredible play, athletic move on his part. Great job by Haggerty.
Haggerty just literally jumped into the line of the pass and picked it off with it coming at him full speed ahead. This is going to be ruled an incomplete pass as they were trying to shovel the ball towards Sissel. That was one of those self-defense moves by Haggerty. If you don't catch it, it's going to knock you over.
I thought it got tipped, and I couldn't tell. It happened so quick, but I'm like, great replay by our film crew here, but unbelievable just play by Haggerty.
Turnover is the first of the game on the takeaway by Cathedral. As a team, their 9th interception of the season. And again, the 2nd by Haggerty. Here's a penalty flag thrown as this throw and catch is made at around the 24-yard line, but let's see if this play is going to stand. Evan Dawn on the reception for Cathedral. But again, we do have a penalty marker.
And basically what happened was the Bo Sanders, I believe, covered up the tight end. He went downfield. That's illegal. Great call seeing that by the officiating crew.
So ineligible receiver downfield is the official call. Wipe off the catch there by Evan Dawn. And that will move the ball back to the 11-yard line. Cathedral has been its own worst enemy here in the second quarter with the penalties.
That's one thing that Bill Peebles talked about. They kind of get him in waves, and talked about that before the game was, when we play a clean game, we're pretty good. And when we hurt ourselves with penalties at times, we make it a lot tougher on ourselves.
They had only one penalty in the first quarter. Edwards has to loft this one high and incomplete. He was under some pressure, under duress in the end zone, and had no real option other than to throw that football away. That's because number 50, Ryan Kurt, was bearing down on him. So that now makes it 3rd and 15.
I tell you what, anytime you're behind the
first down,
can't do what you want to do naturally, and you have to.
When you're across the 50-yard line, another thing to go for it on 4th and a yard inside of your own 30, and Beech Grove won't. Here comes the punt team.
Yeah, and maybe if you had that 15 yards back, it might sway your decision to go ahead and go for it. But on this part of the field, just go ahead and punt it away.
Here's Fryer, his last kick was 36 yards, but Eineman brought it back some 25 yards. Good job of catching an errant punt snap. Eineman fields at the 40. And Eineman finds a seam, breaks a couple of tacklers, only has the punter to beat. That's a sizable punter, but the punter can't catch him. Eineman scores. No flags on the play. 60-yard punt return touchdown, and Mooresville has a 2-touchdown lead.
Well, they got Eineman going now, huh? I mean, you get him with the one pass a couple drives ago. That's all he needed to get into this game. Now they're throwing touchdowns to him. He's taking them back on the punt return game. And how about the patience from Eineman that time? Catches it, takes his time, sets up the blocks, makes some guys miss, and then he's down the field. I mean, he gets a couple blocks, but most of that's just Eineman running right through the bunch of Beech Grove defenders, and then down the sideline, beats the punter, and scores a touchdown.
Eineman's everything, and that's not your normal punter waiting for you
right
down the sidelines, but he used the speed to get by, and Swigert scores yet again. And Mooresville has now 21 points in the last 3 minutes and 41 seconds to push this lead to a 2-touchdown advantage.
It happens that quick. There you go, Fryer trying to get to him. Oh, I don't think that's very legal, but he didn't get called for it.
You don't hit him, it's no flag.
Yeah,
yes, that would have been a penalty for tripping if Fryer had gotten to it. So Mooresville now has stretched their lead to 14.
Just trying to do whatever he can to bring him down.
And Eineman now with his second touchdown of this quarter. And again, he is as good of an athlete as you will see, and it's kind of regardless of level of football locally.
Yeah, I can tell. Like I said, just when he gets the football in his hand, it just makes it look easy. He's really smooth.
This is his 3rd year on the varsity. Well, a score update from 5A. Columbus East leads New Albany 17-3. That is late in the second quarter. That was a 1-point game when they played earlier in the year. And Beech Grove, things are going from bad to worse.
That's right.
Kick return man stumbles in Keon Tyler. After that ball was bobbled by Hulse, he tried to catch that ball above his head on a kick return, which you simply never do.
Exactly.
You let that ball go back into the end zone. And then Tyler stumbles, and so Beech Grove will start this drive at their own 6-yard line.
Yeah, if you're ever in a kick return situation and you feel yourself jumping, then that's not good. You definitely want to just let that one bounce over and take the field position.
Danville leads Greencastle now 14-0. That is midway through the second quarter. And you can watch that game on the ISC Sports Network as well. A sustained drive needed for the Hornets. They will at least think about the pass first, but now Rio will tuck it and run. And he gets a good block, steps out of bounds. It won't be a first down, but it will be about an 8-yard pickup for Real on first down.
And you can tell Real's just not comfortable letting the ball go. I mean, he has great protection all day to throw, but he has a couple guys. He has some checkdowns, but he just feels way more comfortable doing it himself with his feet.
By the way, quick score update from Franklin. Franklin leading Whiteland 14-7. That is late in the second quarter of that one. And that would be a major upset if that one plays out in that fashion. Franklin just 2-7 on the season. Whiteland 7-2. Second and short. Real pressure comes. I'm sure he feels it. Can he get away? He can. He cannot. He is taken down in the field of play, not in the end zone, but all the way back at the 1-yard line. Dominic Oldham with the sack.
Just a great blitz call there. When you got a quarterback that's not getting rid of the ball, go ahead and call that blitz, and it's kind of delayed. Oldham comes through, not blocked, and he's able to get the big sack.
And Real is lucky he was not all the way back in the end zone on that play. So it was Oldham that forced the grounding call earlier in the quarter. Now he gets credit for the sack, and it is 3rd and 15 coming up here. And simply handing off the football and finding room to run. And right at the first down marker, I think he's just shy. He will be. Great call on 3rd and 16. You get back 15 of the yards, but not 16. It's 4th and a yard.
Look at that Mabry, just a beautiful block inside, able to get up to the second level and create that seam for Olsen. Nice effort, but he did come up just shy.
And Mark Weller tells his team, guys, we're going for it. Already down 2 touchdowns here late in the second quarter. Beech Grove, now they may end up taking a timeout because the play clock is down to 10. They're not signaling timeout yet, they are now. And now Coach Weller asks for time. So given the fact that Mooresville has scored on a punt return, how they've scored quickly the last 2 offensive possessions, Mark may decide, you know what? It is time to go ahead and roll the dice here deep in your own territory with 2:37 left to go in the quarter. So Beech Grove takes their first of 3 timeouts. Mooresville has all 3 of them remaining. And since we have this stoppage in play, we want to make sure we send our best wishes to one of the great men in local high school athletics, and that would be the athletic director and boys basketball coach in Matt English at Beech Grove High School, as he is battling brain cancer for a 3rd time. They have already named the floor at the gymnasium at Beech Grove in Matt's honor. And Matt, I know you might be watching this game this evening. Buddy, we're thinking about you, and you keep fighting the good fight the way you have for these many years, as you have beaten this disease before. And we are all hoping and praying that you do it at least one more time. So 4th and a yard coming up here for Beech Grove. Frankly, I like the call, Zach.
I do too.
They're starting to find rhythm against your defense. Put it on your offense to pick up an extra yard. And they will run it. They'll hand it off, and they got it. First down. And the call pays off. They might not get points out of it because there's 2:33 left to go in the half, but I'm not sure they could afford to give Mooresville back the football with 2.5 minutes left to go before halftime.
You think about the last time they tried to punt it away, it was a punt return touchdown. Even the offense was really starting to get going, so I love the call. And you take your time. You were running down on the play clock once you decided to go for it. Take that time out, get everybody together, and you got the first down. Nice job.
9th first down of the half for Beech Grove. Their 2 touchdowns came in the first quarter. Second quarter has belonged to Mooresville. Seam is found. First down at Beech Grove. I believe that is Pope on the carry. It is. And they'll cross the 40-yard line.
I mean, there's definitely seams in there. The offensive line is doing a really good job. And Pope, again, with the patience, just takes his time working his way laterally down that offensive line, waiting for that seam to open up, and then hits it.
Hope now 41 yards rushing on 7 carries. 109 yards rushing in the game so far for Beech Grove. 167 yards of offense. Handoff goes to Hulse. Spins out of 1 tackle. But can't avoid tacklers 2, 3, and 4. Garrett, the last guy to get to him. And it's going to be 2nd down and 9.
And now you pick up your pace a little bit when you're running the ball and you only have a minute and a half to go. Try to get a little quicker, but take a look at this from Mooresville. Nice job by Garrett coming in at the end and wrapping Hulse up.
Again, Garrett plays H-back and defensive end. He goes 248 pounds, does Garrett. Reel looks to throw on the slant, intercepted. Nope, drop. Mabry had it and could not hang on. Gavin Mitchell was the intended target, but it hit Mabry right in the numbers, and of course, he's the starting tailback as well for Mooresville.
Yeah, you know, he wants that one back because it was in his hands, but it looked like it got tipped initially. Nope, it just kind of came out a little wobbly behind the receiver, and Mabry just dropped the interception.
So 3rd down and 9. Reel now 4 of 7 for 58 yards. You can't use the line, but that's why the guy plays defensive back when he's a two-way starter.
That's right.
You know he's got good hands. If Beech Grove doesn't get it here, Mooresville might use a timeout. Reel will keep, but probably should have been a pitch. That's
Definitely
what Pope was saying.
Yeah, Pope's upset, and he should have pitched it out. It wasn't there inside, and probably had a chance for first down if he just gets rid of it.
And now Mooresville will take a timeout with a minute left to go in the half to have a little more time to get the football back. And he ran right back into the teeth of the defense. Did the senior signal caller. Stay tuned, coming up at halftime. We'll have highlights and stats from this game. Our halftime show, a service of Boqua Aquatic Fitness. We'll tell you more about our friends at Boqua as well. We'll also update you on scores from all across the state of Indiana this evening. Everybody in 1A, 2A, 3A, and 4A playing tonight, and a handful of teams at 5A. One of those 5A games is at halftime, and Franklin leading Whiteland 14-10 of that game now at halftime. By the way, Danville now leads Greencastle 21-0. That is in the last second of the first half. Another 4A score. Northview leads Owen Valley 41-0 late in the second quarter. Fryer to boot that ball away. A high arcing kick that Eineman will simply watch check up at about the 25-yard line. So no return on that after a 34-yard blast by Fryer on his 4th punt of the half. And again, because of the way that Mooresville can get chunk plays both in the passing game and the running game, they got a lot of time to do some damage. Just to remind you, Swigert has hit from 45 this year.
Yep.
So if you're Mooresville, you only need the ball about the 30-yard line. You can get points out of this.
Right, and the way you're getting Evans and Eineman involved, you just have to have a couple 20-yard plays, and then boom, you're setting yourself up for points.
With that, Beech Grove will back their safeties off about 10 yards on this play. Goodman rolling right side, looking for the comeback route, and underthrew it.
Yep.
Evans was the intended target. After 3 consecutive completions, that is an incompletion for Goodman. He's now 3 for 9 for 79 yards and a touchdown, and that touchdown toss was his 14th of the season.
Yeah, really good route run on that comeback by Evans, but on the run, that is not an easy pass, and it just comes up short.
A couple of subs come in for Mooresville as they will go to more of a 4-wide look. That includes Austin Gage, who has entered the game, as the Pioneers go 4 wide. Blitz coming, screen called. Mabry makes the catch. Now has Lyman to make the blocks for him, but a great job by Pope to get in there and trip him up.
You're not kidding.
Because that was set up for Mooresville. It's still a 6-yard game, but it looked like it could have been a whole lot more.
Yeah, when it initially was thrown out there to Mabry and he had the big lineman out in front of him, you're thinking, oh man, here it comes, big play. But Pope.
Down. If you're Delta, you're going to go after this ball, aren't you, Jerry?
I would think so, in a hurry. They'll send Harker, the quarterback, will stay out on the field. This will be his 3rd punt of the game. So they get 9 plays in. They move the ball for their own, basically the 1-foot line. Officially, I think they called it the 3-yard line. And now with 44 seconds to go, it'll be interesting to see how Delta wants to handle this final few seconds.
9-man up front.
Here's the snap. They get the punt away. It'll bounce at the 30-yard line. And again, take a nice level and bounce. Boy, that deep man that time kind of got in the way down there. That would have been a treacherous situation. Cameron Johnson, who is their leading punt returner with 12 yards per punt, finally did get out of the play. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Delta Ball Club.
What do? Do you kneel here, Jerry, and go into halftime tied, or do you go? Oh, we got a flag down on the play. Late flag, Jerry. They're at about the 38-yard line.
Their indications are it's against Delta. Now it's still not. It's
chop block. So it's not. It must have occurred during post-possession. So this is going to be a half a distance goal penalty, half the distance to the goal here. I would just kneel here, Derek.
There's no value in taking a chance of losing
the kickoffs. Just try to pop that kick up there and make one of the up men catch it.
Well, you talked about it earlier, whether it's Cathedral or Plainfield here, their return games in the kickoff area are so good that you're better off just popping up, giving them the ball on the 35-yard line. Again, making other people catch the ball that aren't necessarily used to doing that.
Looks like Plainfield wants to take a knee and just get this thing to the locker room. They may have to snap it one more time. Let's see when they reset the play clock here. Actually, the play clock never reset after the snap, so it's not going to matter. The officials are just going to say, that's fine. We will send them to the locker room as the final 10 seconds are going to tick off the clock here in the first half. Well, it's been Cathedral getting it done with both big plays, as in one-play touchdown drives, and then doing it methodically, as in 17-play touchdown drives. They've done it both ways tonight offensively. And they
can't move it back very much further. There's not much room left back there.
Get a safety here.
Well, that's another issue you got to deal with this football being still.
Block in the back, half the distance. It's going to be first down, and if I'm Delta, I'm just taking a knee here.
But you might want to take it outside the end zone.
That's good. Good point, Jerry. That's why I don't coach anymore, Jerry.
Yeah. Take a knee. I'm sorry, Coach. You told me to take a knee. So they've got it at about, what do we got? About the 8-yard line, I guess. Yeah, they're going to hand it off again. Boy, that's dangerous in this kind of a situation. That's probably good. Well, that will be the final play of the first half. Well, no big surprise scoring-wise. The halftime score in the sectional 21 game is Delta 21 and Lebanon 21. And you're watching the IHSAA Champions Network presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance.
This is old you. And this is now you. Things change. Your insurance should too. Talk to an Indiana Farm Bureau insurance agent, and now you can stop knocking on wood.
I don't think of this as a high school weight room. It's more like a high school classroom. I'm learning how to manage my time here. I'm learning that it's important to have goals and that it takes persistence and commitment to reach them. And I'm learning that the best way to lead is by example.
Indiana High School Sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
This is old you. And this is now you.
Bob wears his fire hat and coat in the rain.
things change. Your insurance should too. Talk to an Indiana Farm Bureau insurance agent. And now you can stop knocking on wood.
It's been a rainy and chilly night here at Lebanon High School, but the football's been pretty hot, by the way. There's your halftime score, 7-7. You say, well, that didn't sound like much. No, you're wrong. It's been super out there. That is a halftime score on this sectional game as we start the tournament tonight. Games all over the state of Indiana, with the exception of 6A. 6A is all quiet tonight. Most of the teams in 5A likewise not in action tonight. We'll get some scores here in just a moment. Hey, you know every word to your school's fight song, but you can't remember your agent's last name? Let us know what you have and what's it you need, and find a local agent at infarmbureau.com, Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood. Normally, I would be sitting here next to my buddy Big Jan Bozier. And Jan dumped us tonight for a leisurely trip to, where is he? China? He's in Taiwan. Jan is in Taiwan.
Yeah, and Bake, I'm joining you right here as a producer, but I do want to mention that they are feeding him squid for breakfast over there.
There ought to be some kind of a restriction. He should not be able to go to Taiwan.
He said that he's losing a lot of weight over there because he's not eating anything they're putting in front of him.
Well, I'm thinking, isn't there some kind of a restraining order of him leaving the country for crying out loud?
When he landed, he texted me, and I told him I felt the earth tilt on its axis.
I'm just happy to know we have an audience in Taiwan tonight for crying out loud.
I just want to let him know he's got his job security because of what.
Well, listen. While you jumped in here on the
air,
Keith and me, tell me about we're all over the world tonight.
Well, we always are. We always are. We have no limitation. But the good thing about this year in the tournament, Bake, is our new IHSAATV.org website.
Okay.
Now, in the past, we'd have a couple games on. They were great games. But now, 14 to 15 games every Friday night through affiliates that we have around the state, including our newest affiliate, which is Keith's company, SRN.
Right.
And so folks can come to IHSATV.org, find a game and watch it. If you're not interested in that one, go back to the main page, find another one, and watch that one.
Is there any other? You don't know this, perhaps, but I'm guessing you would take a good guess at it. Is there any other state in the union right now, high school wise, that even comes close to this kind of coverage?
Actually, 47 other states and districts.
was going to be a low-scoring game. You just had that sense. 7-7, maybe not so much there. How much of an impact, in your opinion, has this weather condition had on both these ball clubs? First thing we noticed was, and I mentioned this, the tackling. That's been a difficult situation, and I've got to believe it's partly because of the dampness of the field picked up by the players out there.
We had one turnover, and it was early in that second quarter where the ball was fumbled at the 2-yard line. So the ball is wet, and I think the receivers have a hard time with the footing. We saw a couple of receivers slipping and the quarterback slipping. I think that's why we're running the ball, and we're running the ball in the grassy area. This field is been played on a lot this season, and they had to roll the field to get it in really good shape. And, if we get another rain spurt, it could be a factor tonight, and turnovers are going to be a key.
Having said that, both Brady Hunt and Garrett Harker, when they wanted to throw the football or had to throw the football, have thrown the football pretty good.
They have. They've had time, too. Both lines have done a nice job of keeping them dried and protected, and that's the key here. The throwing of the game, I was surprised because the wind is picked up a little bit too, and I think that could be a factor because now the wind is blowing a little bit stronger than what it did earlier in the game.
All right, let's kind of reset how we got to where we are at 7-7 at halftime. The first score came at the 5:49 mark of the first quarter of play. That was a Lever's reception of the pass from Brady Hunt from some 24 yards out. That was really impressive play.
Yeah, and he had time to throw the ball, and once he had time, he ran a post pattern. He was open in the flat. No one touched him to go in.
And then on the other side of the score, Lebanon comes back and at the 3:11 mark, which that would make it, about 2.5 minutes later.
The second half, the opening kickoff, the Royals, they've been the best offensive team so far this evening. And Zach Arnold hopping and popping and almost lost the ball, and he will be stopped just short of the 40. A good return by the Royals. And now can Eastern Hancock get points? They've moved the ball well. They've moved the ball well, Bill,
right,
but they haven't been able to score anything yet. And one of the big keys and one of the big reasons why are the 3 interceptions from Houston Swan.
Yeah, just ill-advised throws by Swan. I say ill-advised. I'm not down on the field. I don't know what he's seeing and everything. So sometimes you see something that's open, and then by the time you throw it, the defender's over there to pick it off.
He'll keep it on the outside, fooled the entirety of Heritage Christian defense, got about 7 anything yet, and one of the big keys and one of the big reasons why are the 3 interceptions from Houston Swan.
Yeah, just ill-advised throws by Swan. I say ill-advised. I'm not down on the field.
And we're back here live at the Eagles Nest, Noblesville, Indiana, Guerin Catholic High School. Halftime here, Class 3A sectional. It's Guerin.
They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Well, a chilly night here tonight at South Ford High School, but what would we expect opening round sectional action? The feels like temperature is right now at 43 degrees. 43, good friends. We've had some rain earlier in the first half. Luckily, the rain has stopped for now, and we hope it stays away for the rest of the night. Cathedral leading Plainfield 28-7. We talked in the pregame show, Coach Shive, about the fact that Plainfield came in here shorthanded. They don't have their starting quarterback. They don't have their top receiver. Tavion Gaddy, their top running back, has been limited in his opportunities tonight. So you're down 21 points with a really shorthanded squad. What are you telling your team at halftime?
Well, I'll tell you what, you got to find a way to create turnovers on defense. You've got to find a way to have a short field offensively. And again,
starting quarterback for the Mooresville Pioneers, and Carson Goodman getting loose for quarter number 3. Beech Grove has yet to return from the locker room. They're staying inside.
Wide to the bottom of your screen is Landon O'Neill, freshman, no targets yet. Cole Rainbolt, the main target, is in the slot. He looks to O'Neill. This one was a little high, deflected and then broken up by the 2 Johnsons. Thomas Johnson deflected it. Reese Johnson swapped it away from O'Neill.
The Johnson boys are in there, not related.
No, they aren't. They are not.
We were told that the first night or the first time we came here this year.
Couldn't even believe it. 3rd and 10. Inside 10 minutes to go, barely.
You got to make something here because.
And this is through his hands. Swan is still loose. He recovers it close to the 50. Sizable loss in the play, and the Royals will surely punt.
Well, again, just, you move the ball when you started on your own 39-yard line to start this quarter and then to turn it over or to, have a high snap like that.
Eastern Hancock has lost 24 yards on punts, or on sacks, This punt trickles over to the 30, and while the Royals aren't going to win on that drive, you have the opportunity to with a little something like this.
The question of the week on the Aspen Creek Grill is, what school has won the most football state championships in our wonderful state of Indiana? The winner will receive a $25 gift card from our good friends at Aspen Creek Grill.
A hint, St. Xavier of Louisville and Cincinnati would be incorrect.
You can answer that by going to tweet it at Indiana SRN. Tweet your answer, that is.
Those will be drawn after the game. You'll have opportunity. Maybe even if you're, here's the flag, maybe even after you have watched the game on replay, what you're able to do on the IHSATV.org or on our own website, the IndianaSRN.org. You just click around. You can watch the on-demand, see games you missed.
Penalty was on the Eagles. So again, you get the ball.
Currently having for 3 penalties for 20 yards, but the penalties and the turnovers have just been, it seems like any time either team has built momentum, either a penalty or a turnover slows them down. Here's Thompson. He's got a lot of room if he can catch one block. He gets it from Colton Brown. He's tripped up, though. A nice tackle by Sotelo.
Again, that jet sweep ran by Thompson, and Sotelo was able to stop him.
Caden Sotelo has been having a very active game. Has been very productive from the cornerback spot, especially against the run. See him at the bottom of your screen, number 7 in white, the black sleeves and the black socks. 2nd and 12. Asbell.
Cover 2.
Lets it go, but it's well short of Eckel. 3rd and long.
So again, as Eastern Hancock, they show cover 1 in the beginning, but then just before the snap of the ball, the other guy drops back into what we call the cover 2.
And on that throw, Asbell he didn't have his feet set. He didn't have a good plant to throw that ball from. You see him now coming back into the huddle to deliver a 3rd and long play.
Just like I said right before halftime, there's just been no good rhythm to this football game tonight.
Eccles wide to the bottom. They go to Thompson, but overthrew him. Sotelo thought he had a shot at interception, but it was even high for him. Nothing doing on this first series of the second half for the Eagles. They're going to punt it back to a Royals team that's been threatening all night long.
Well, the Eagles, 3 plays and out on their first drive of the second half. The Royals took 6 plays before they punted.
So Asher King will be back to punt for Heritage Christian, a 41.2-yard average on the season. Cole Rainbolt back to return for the Royals. And this is a good kick by King.
That last run by Sissel. Crossing route is caught by Sanders, and he is into
30 on a pass play to Bernie McGinnis. 16 and 4 on the
touchdown of the night, and Cathedral extends the lead.
Well, I tell you what, when you run the ball and you stay true to what you do, which what Cathedral does, they have great balance. And by doing so, you now force Plainfield into having an extra man playing against the run. Now it's man-to-man against Sanders. That's never a good matchup for whoever.
So I think they get the choice on that, Craig, of taking it on the kickoff or taking it on the kick.
It's boot. Back toward the track beyond the bushes, and it's 42-0 in favor of the hosts, Guerin Catholic, here at the Eagles Nest over Crawfordsville.
48 seconds into the second half. That sounds almost exactly like the first half was.
Yeah.
Hey, fans, who's celebrating over 26 years in business? We all know that's Logan Street Signs and Banners. They specialize in last-minute signage and banners, serving at Noblesville in Hamilton County since
In between the uprights, and Cathedral is able to extend its lead to 35-7 over Plainfield on the IHSAA Champions Network, presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance.
What it happens is it's a spot foul. You almost got 3 or 4 yards. Now you go back another 5-6 yards, so it's second down in about 17 yards.
Yeah, they got to get it out to the 47-yard line to get the first down. Rolling left side, Hunt fires, and the pass incomplete. Connor Bedwell had it momentarily and lost it.
Bedwell would have made a great catch because he caught it and grabbed it with one hand. A nice rollout pass there, and just fell incomplete. Now it's a big down, the big third down. If you're Ledman, you got to feel pretty comfortable here.
So it's third down and 16 at 10:47 to go here in the third quarter.
That's just pretty right there. Good job by Goodman getting it up where only Enderman can go get it.
So that is his third touchdown this evening. Of course, he had the punt return touchdown as well. Swigert's extra point try is good, and it is now 35-14 in favor of Mooresville. Tonight's third quarter presented in part by Indiana State University. At Indiana State University, you'll find mind-expanding classes run by the most passionate professors around. 100-plus majors, what are you waiting for? Visit indstate.edu and find your blue. Of course, you can check out the Kurt Mallory Show. That is each and every week. He sits down with our buddy Luke Martin, talking all things Sycamore football. I would...
by 3. Indiana looks to stay above 500, welcoming in a reeling number 18 Penn State. Both teams have 4 wins. Purdue at 3-3 welcomes the number 2 team in the land, the Ohio State Buckeyes, to Ross-Ade Stadium tomorrow at 7:30 on ABC. IU plays at 3:30 on ABC. Ball State does not play on ABC. Read about that one in the paper.
Cavaletto was taken off the field.
Here's Olivo. Oh, man, he got taken off the field by Eddie Leverage. Sophomore laying the boom on the junior running back.
Leverage? Laid some leverage on Victor Olivo.
Oh, man. He had all the leverage in that situation. Other puns. Number 6, Michigan visits Michigan State. Spartans are number 24. That's on noon at Fox. There's a lot of good games. Number 22, Mississippi State visits number 5, LSU. Here is Swan looking for a throw, gets a flag on the play, but he does complete it to Rainbolt. Currently a first down. We'll see what the penalty is about.
I hate to say it, but I think maybe they had an ineligible man downfield again on Eastern Hancock.
Maybe a record for sectional quarterfinals. It would be the third ineligible, and it is. One last college game, Bill. Battle of Undefeateds. Number 16, NC State at 5-0.
They are off and running, trying to score a defensive touchdown, and they're going to do just that. Quentin Cannon. His first fumble recovery of the season is a touchdown fumble recovery. A scoop and a score, and Cathedral adds to their advantage.
Great job. The snap actually hit one of the upbacks there and never got back to the Wildcat quarterback there. And great job by Cannon of again, scooping and scoring. I love the idea of being aggressive by Cannon, of not just falling on the ball, but understanding where he was, had enough time, scooped and scored.
6'2", 190-pound junior, the outside linebacker Cannon. He does have 3 interceptions this season, but that was his first fumble recovery, and it's a memorable one. as now it's 41-7. And Allarding is going to attempt the extra point here. We do have a stoppage of play momentarily. Unfortunately, it's because Gaddia is limping off of the field. Again, he did not come in at 100% to begin with. So I'm wondering if we may have seen the last of Tavion Gaddia, the senior who's had a wonderful year as a running back, but unfortunately battling injuries here at the end of the season.
Maybe 4th and 3.
They're going to spot it just outside the 35-yard line. They've got to get it down to around the 32.
This big 4th down play.
Well, if you punt it, yeah, I think you got to go for it here. You can see where it's spotted on your screen.
Watch for the hard count here, Jerry. Draw them off sides. They've been off sides a couple of times today. Coaches are reminding them to stay strong and watch the ball.
Tie ball game at 7. Clock running at 7:18 to go now here in the first half of this game, third quarter of this game. Here's the pass over the middle, and it is caught. It is caught. Good catch that time, and down inside the 15. And down to around the 16 or 17-yard line.
Spencer catches this ball. Look at that nice drop. He catches this with one hand, Jerry, then hustles down past the 20. And it's, like you said, it's right at the 13-yard line. Nice catch.
Spencer St. John on the catch that time for Delta. And I'm looking at the receiving numbers. He is not even listed among the top 5 receivers on the ball club. So they've really gone to some players down deep on the roster right now.
Kids are stepping up.
It's a first down and 10. Ball is at the 12. Left side, running room over there by Bedwell. And he's going to be hit and brought down. What a beautiful one-on-one tackle that time. That's J.C. Reese.
Reese just wrapped him up, and that's what we call pancake back in the day, and did a nice job, met him head on. Reese has done a nice job on that outside linebacker.
It's interesting. There are a couple of Reeses on the ball club. J.C., number 24, and Michael, number 33. They are cousins. So it's second down and 6. Clock at 6:04. Here's a flag.
Another encroachment.
Boy, you just can't do that in this kind of a situation.
Yeah, that hard count will get you every single time, Jerry. And, you got to watch the ball.
It will not be enough for a first down, but it's going to give them 5. So they will spot it inside the 10 at about the 7 or 8 yard line. From our vantage point, hard to see. And in the backfield, nothing doing there. And the first guy to get there was Cameron Johnson. Boy, he read that beautifully. Came around for the left side and just stuffed the runner that time.
Got another score here, Jerry. Triton Central and Milan. Triton Central leads 14.
The wind is blowing into Asbell's face from this direction. Third and 6.
5th play of the drive coming up here.
Thompson in motion. The handoff to Colton Brown. A big gaping hole on that side of the field. Cutting inside. Down at the 1.
Nice cut back by Colton Brown. And able to keep it in the center of the field. He's going to be on the 2-yard line for the Eagles. So let's see if they can punch it in here.
He might be a little closer. Either the 1 or the 2. The Eagles are in business. Brown is now over 100 for the game. Looking at 104. The Eagles could use 105. Eccles at the top. Thompson's with them. They like to move number 8. Bishop's at the bottom. It's not Asbell. It's Peyton Brown's going to keep it and score. The deadlock has been broken. Peyton Brown, not Colton, scores 6-0 Heritage Christian.
Peyton Brown went with the Wildcat on that. And Peyton Brown took it in 2 yards out for the TD.
That is Peyton Brown's second touchdown of the year.
Asher King on for the extra point try.
Thomas Johnson will hold. The kick is up. It is good. 7-0 Heritage Christian.
2 total tackles on the year. Add a couple of more there.
Yeah, just went through the gap and no one touched him.
He's averaging almost 8 tackles per game. He had 2 tackles for a loss. Add 2 more to it in the last 2 plays here.
And he also has had 2 interceptions on the season.
He's had a heck of a season so far defensively. Now it is a 4th down scenario. 4th down and about 8 to go for the first down. Back to throw on 4th down into the end zone, and it is a touchdown from about the 10-yard line. Pass reception, good for the score.
Spencer St. John's on the reception. Creeped him in the corner of the end zone, Jerry. No one covered him there. Had plenty of time here.
He just goes down, makes a little in cut, goes out to the fades to the outside, wide open.
Defender slipped. Looked like defender slipped as the field goal extra point is good. Delta leads 14-7.
So it's a 14-7 football game. Delta leads Lebanon on the IHSAA.
The big fella who's spent most of the game as a blocking back is now a true running back, and Luke Adams scores a touchdown.
Great determination, great job up front. Again, can't say enough about the Irish offensive linemen, just really paving the way there. But again, I like it again. Nice job letting your predominantly blocking fullback there have a chance to carry the ball and showing that he can carry the ball and score as well.
And look how excited his teammates are for him. A chance to score a touchdown. A 5'11", 200-pound fullback / tight end, the senior, with a rushing touchdown. This time Allerding is true on the extra point, and the lead is pushed out to 48-7. Cathedral.
Thank you for joining us tonight on Hamilton County Television.
I may have to stand up a little bit.
The Golden Eagles and the Athenians.
Saunders back to pass, going across the middle, and almost a tip and rip. Tipped off the hands, trying to pick out who that was. Is that Ricker? Nope. Edwards, number 6. Caleb Edwards, number 6. Just about picked that off.
I think that was intended for Hanover.
Yep, that's correct. Just 3 for 11 is Cameron Saunders through the air.
How many times have we seen that ball tipped and ended up in the hands of somebody else?
Well, 2 interceptions by the Golden Eagles.
Elijah Edwards on the tackle.
23, Stephen Latre on the carry for Crawfordsville. Brings up 3rd down and 9. They give him that was a tough 1 yard by Latre.
Yeah. Looks like the rain has stopped again.
11 carries, 30 yards for Latre. Tough night for a guy who had 528 on the ground before tonight. 3rd 9 at their own 49. Screen pass. Gonzalez, almost like a flea flicker, completes the pass to number 12. And it's going to be a touchdown for Crawfordsville. Andrew Martin.
49-yard play. Call it the old flea flicker.
Yep, the old flea flicker for 49 yards. From Gonzalez to Andrew Martin.
49-yard touchdown pass for the Athenians.
Kind of ironic that the 2 longer passing plays for Crawfordsville tonight. The 24-yard pass by Tharp is a wide receiver. 49-yard touchdown pass by Gonzalez, who's also a receiver.
So we've got 3:59 remaining here in the 3rd quarter, and all of a sudden the Athenians are on the board at 42-7. Noblesville Trophies offers a large range of products, including sports trophies, corporate awards, and in-house embroidery. Noblesville Trophies provides you with same-day service.
Some backups into the game on the offensive line for Cathedral. Not all of them, but a couple of backups now on the O-line. Jordan Thomas, a split wide left, is a wideout here for Cathedral. They turn and hand it again to Langdon, who lowers the shoulders and gets his way up to the 26-yard line.
Again, Plainfield has defensively, their front seven has really played well. Linebacker-wise, they've come downhill. They've really limited at times the running game of Cathedral. The one thing I've been probably most impressed with Cathedral, they've had great balance all game, run and pass offensively.
3rd and 5 here. Cahill looks to the sideline to get the call with Luke Adams, the touchdown man from a moment ago, lining up with the tailback. And they'll give it to Adams. He tries to bounce it outside and runs right into the arms of Ricky Alsum. Was a nice tackle there and no gain after the tackle by Alsum. That'll make it 4th down and 5.
We've called Alsum's name a bunch as well. He's done a nice job from the outside linebacker and secondary part, and really has played well for the Quakers all game.
Hit hard right about the 10-yard line.
Boy, took off. I don't even think he was looking for his receiver. I think he just was a quarterback draw. Now it's 4th down. Now you got to be careful with the punt.
So Harker will stay on the field and punt it away.
Delta's going to get this in great field position.
Well, they are. Cameron Levers is the receiver on this particular punt. He averages only about 3 yards per punt return with a long of 8. But he's got a good chance to get a good one here. Here's the kick hitting at the 39-yard line. And Levers lets it go. He goes across midfield and is down at the 46-yard line of Delta. So they got great field position on that 4th down punt.
Got a score here for you, Jerry. Western Boone now leads Indianapolis Washington 43-0. Looks like Western Boone will advance in the 2nd round.
Yeah, Washington, one of those schools that just, they just don't have enough kids down there to really field a strong program. And
won a state championship long ago.
Yeah, 100 years ago, I guess. Interesting, I'm just looking here at my notes. Lebanon, that is the 5th possession of the game for the Tigers. And Keith, they've had to punt on 4 of the 5 occasions now. So that shows you they're not getting much done. From the 46-yard line, Delta football, second time of the second half. First time they had it, they drove the ball some 80 yards in 13 plays. And with 4:48 to go in the quarter, went up 14 to.
And I tell you what, Plainfield has made Cathedral earn everything, and I think they're going to continue to do that. They're not going to quit here. I just think again they're kind of running out of gas.
Fake it to Adams this time. McCahill keeps, wants to throw on the run. That ball is tipped up and incomplete. Penalty flag is coming in here. They were looking for Zane Hill, number 19, on the crossing route. And the penalty flag was thrown right at the feet of Zane Hill.
We can keep going with it. This is exactly what we saw on the first drive. Just little swing routes. It's easy to it's an easy throw for real, and then you get blocking downfield once again. A double team on 2 guys, then Holst does the rest.
Holst from 27 yards out. Fonseca is on for the extra point. He's made his first 2 tonight. It's a swinging gate formation. Mooresville covers it, so everybody comes back towards the middle of the field. Snap's a good one. And the kick is good as well. So the 2 kickers, a combined 8 for 8 on extra points this evening, will quickly step aside. Late.
Or for what happened there, your linemen are blocking run. And so they were downfield because McCahill got a little flush from the pocket and thus was able to get them downfield.
Here's Zane Hill on a reception, a play that is technically counted as a passing play. Jacob Platt pushes him out of bounds inside of the 10. I'd like to talk a little bit more about that, those run-pass option plays. Tough on the offensive linemen, are they not, to avoid going downfield when it ends up being a passing play?
You've got a 3-yard grace period or grace yardage that you can be downfield. The problem happens if it doesn't go smoothly and it's not a quick read. In the last play, McCahill got flushed a little bit, held on to the ball probably a second or two later, thus the linemen are downfield.
Allerding on to attempt a field goal of 25 yards. He's made only one field goal this year, 1 for 4, and now you can make it 2 for 5. And that's his season long. It had been 24 yards. This one goes for 25. So Christian Allerding on, kicks through the field goal.
He died of Hall on this drive, and there's going to be a timeout called on the field. Is there an injury?
An injury timeout.
And we have an official timeout.
While we check out the injury, let's remind you that
the ball at the 32-yard line. Handoff on the sweep to the left side. Ball carrier is 24, Wesley Wooden, and Wooden is going to go into the end zone, I believe.
They're going to count it. Touchdown.
Yep. So they get the touchdown from 24 yards out.
Wooden just takes the ball and just goes upfield. Look at this again. It's motion. Just turned the corner that time, Jerry, and just motored it all the way down. Good call by the official. Broke the plane, and here's the extra point.
Take it from 30 yards out. Here is the point after attempt. It is up and it is good. 1:13 to go. Third quarter of play. Delta now in command. 21-7 on the IHSAA Champions Network. Presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance.
This is Old U. And this.
Plainfield Quakers will have a chance to work on offense.
Well, look for Brian Woodard.
It'll be 3rd down and 5 coming up.
Just look at that box with no safeties back. They have everyone within 7 yards of the line of scrimmage. It is not easy to run against that.
Yeah, he is running into the teeth of that defense right now. Now on 3rd down, now you open back up the playbook a little bit.
Yeah, get in the hands of number 11.
You are competing both against Beech Grove and the clock at this point as we approach a minute left to go in the third quarter. Line to gain is the 42. Take the handoff in the flat. Catch is made. He'll turn upfield. First down and upended. And we have bragged about his blocking ability.
Yes,
nice hand shown by the big fella in Garrett. Now, there was a flag thrown at the end of the play, so hang on here. This might be a block in the back at the end of the play against Mooresville. So this, if it is, I even think that where the flag was thrown, it's still enough for a first down.
Yeah.
Let's see exactly how this is officiated here. It is a block in the back against Mooresville, but Mike Gillen not happy with the call on the sidelines. Let's take a look here. I still think it's enough for a first down.
You're rewarding your H-back after just an excellent job blocking all night. You get the ball in his hands, and I don't see it, but they'll move him back anyway.
Again, we get the benefit of a replay, and the official does not. But I think that literally he kind of got to that point and stopped.
Yeah, he tried. He pulled the hands back.
Yep. But again,
to our calendar, it's easy. And you know the best thing about it? It's absolutely, positively free. The Hamilton County Community Calendar has been online since 9.
Play.
116 yards for Colton Brown, 13 carries. That's an 8.9-yard average. Second and 5. Thomas Johnson joins the offensive line as a tight end. The draw. Why not? Colton Brown this time is corralled, though, by 3 Royals. Gabe Lawler, a senior, was the lead tackler on the play. 3rd down for Heritage Christian.
So Lawler and Saber, 2 of the seniors on this ball club, don't want their careers to end like this, so.
Both teams have had plenty of opportunities. Harrison Eckel is wide to the top of your.
Shiloh Means, but a penalty flag thrown. Means is celebrating, but I think the celebration is premature. Off of the quick kick, Shiloh Means.
Gelov under center. Looks like Hall's back in there as a deep back, and he gets the handoff, and he's up the middle, and untouched he goes. 1 yard touchdown run by Braden Hall. for his second touchdown of the night. Kean Schinover will kick this PAT.
Hall made it look easy there. Obviously, whatever happened to him over there, maybe he was just out of breath. Something that was...
all the way down from the 42 into the end zone for the interception, picked off by Wesley Stitt.
He scampered all the way. You knew that was in trouble. That ball stayed up in the air too long. Couldn't bat it down, and that's his third interception of the year.
That's a 58-yard pass interception.
Ball, look at that, just hung up in the air. Looked like it was tipped, but Wesley knows what to do with it, doesn't he? Went to the house. Look at that speed. Good camera work, guys.
Just kind of, it's not like they weren't paying attention, but you caught them off guard a little bit with the screen, and then it turns into a touchdown.
And with just 2 seconds left to go before the quarter, it's back to a 3-score lead for the Pioneers.
Excellent blocking by everybody. Offensive line, receivers, everybody covered up. No one even touched Green.
So Green playing the role of understudy for James Mabry, and doing so quite effectively. Swigert with the extra point, and with the quarter break upcoming, we'll keep it right here. And as we mentioned earlier, Green.
All sorts of sports. Basketball coming up soon. Asbell has a man. End zone touchdown, Eagles.
Nate Thompson.
Nate Thompson holds in the Sam Asbell pass. Eagles extend the lead to 13-0.
That is Thompson's second touchdown reception of the year. That one, the biggest. Here comes Asher King.
So for our good folks down in Texas, Asher King coming in for the extra point try.
It's down, it's up, it's through, it's 14-0.
They have all game is a credit to the program itself.
John Paul Kozlowski is the tight end to the right of the formation here for Cathedral. First time we've called his name tonight. And the first time we've talked about this young man, number 31, David Perry, a sophomore, who took that pass on the shovel pass and ended up actually losing a couple of yards.
Good job by the Plainfield front and really their front seven. And defense has played well, have given a couple big plays, but in general have been really stout against the run, making Sissel earn every yard he gained in that first half especially.
It is now 3rd and 12 for McKay Hill and the rest of the Irish offense. Under a minute to play here in the third quarter. They will keep it on the ground. They will turn around and hand to Adams, who had the rushing touchdown early.
That ball, Craig.
Ryan Glenn makes the interception.
That's the second INT thrown by Cameron Saunders, the other by Cale McCarty.
He was in perfect position. He was just stepped right in front of Anthony Gonzalez to take that ball away.
So Guerin Catholic will take over at their own 17-yard line after that interception by number 86, Ryan Glenn, a freshman. A couple freshmen getting in on the action tonight for the Golden Eagles. And I think we'll see more here.
The Golden Eagles have, I think the Athenians got too many men on the field. He just made it off.
Yep, new quarterback in there. New quarterback in there, Caleb Edwards for the Golden Eagles.
Edwards is a 6'0 sophomore, 106 feet tall, 135 pounds. Also listed as a wide receiver and a free safety. Lost one on the play.
I believe that's Nickel in there as a tailback now.
Max Nickel.
Nickel again across the 20-yard line to maybe the 21. Picks up 5.
Looked like that was Peyton Busenbark on the tackle.
Thank you for wanting to say that name all night. Busenbark.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I remember years ago there was a kid who played over in Fishers by the name of Joe Bonebreak.
Ooh.
What a football name.
Third and 7. Oh, ball's on the ground, and
looks like the
Max Nickel
Eagles got it back. Yeah. No, they lost it.
Oh, Crawfordsville recovers.
I thought the Golden Eagles got that back.
They will take over.
Is that the first turnover of the night for them?
Ball resting at the 17-yard line.
Second. Gelov tossed a pick in the second quarter.
That's correct. I forgot that. I think at this point, with 9:50 left here in the fourth quarter and a 42-point lead, it's probably all academic. And maybe Coach Dilley has got some of the younger players in there, a little less experience. And
it's like McCarty in there at quarterback for Crawfordsville now. Hands it off to Latre.
Latre carries the ball.
Dives inside down to about the 12-yard line for a 5-yard pickup.
Nice bit of running there by Latre to pick up that 5. That was 5 hard-earned yards for them.
5 yards. That'll bring up a second down.
Second and 5 at the Guerin Catholic 12. 9:20 left, fourth quarter. Latre again on the carry. He'll bounce around and might have picked up a yard.
Second effort got him about a yard or two there. He was at the 12. Looks like he's down to close to the 10.
Yeah, at first it didn't look like he was going to pick up anything at all.
It looked like he ran into a wall.
Gain of a yard or two. That'll bring up third down.
With the exception of one long pass play and this fumble deep in their own territory, the Eagles have played a great game tonight, Craig.
Yeah, they played overall just, kind of a lights-out game, if you will. Christmas lights on. Latre on the carry, gets down near the 5. Picks up the first down.
That'll be a first and goal from about the 5.
And goal from the 5 for the Athenians.
Clock continues to run under 8.5 minutes. Clock on the side of the Eagles right now.
McCarty hands it off Latre, and he will find his way across the goal line and in the end zone.
Nice job by Johnson. Nice job by that whole entire offensive line. They moved him off the line of scrimmage by about 2 or 3. Look at this, Jerry. They moved him off the line of scrimmage 2-3 yards. Johnson with the score. And we got a game.
So another point after to try to get to within a couple of scores. They've had 3 different players kick point afters this year.
That's good.
Trevor Myers. So the point after is good. And with 10 minutes and 40 seconds to play here in the fourth quarter.
49-13. Guerin Catholic leading Crawfordsville. 8:05 left. Fourth quarter of play.
Since the establishment of Church, Hiddle, and Antrim in 1880, our neighbors, community.
Well,
Keller
again,
here on the
when you've got a senior that's done such a great job in carrying the ball for you in 1,200 yards of offense, and now he's gone.
Yeah,
it's really hard, Rob, to really function offensively.
Gaddy, 15 rushing touchdowns this year. Also caught 2 touchdown passes. Straight snap to the quarterback, who says, "I'll keep it myself," and why not when you're as talented as this guy is, Derek Keller. Saw Keller with that 74-yard touchdown catch back in the first quarter. And now he has a quarterback run for a first down here.
Well, the one nice thing that.
So 5th penalty game against Mooresville for a total of 50 yards. The last 2 penalties have been of the 15-yard variety.
Oh, no.
And maybe it wasn't the left tackle. Maybe it was one of the wide receivers. You saw a little bit of a move there.
Okay, yeah, it wasn't Zach Richards, number 70, the sophomore.
Nope. We said it was the left tackle, and that was wrong. He was still as a stone.
Didn't even flinch with Big Fryer coming towards him, too.
But again, Moore's going to go for it.
Offensively, they're simply putting Keller at quarterback, hiking him the football, and it's straight ahead power football with a QB.
And I think Keller comes up a little gimpy there with his ankle.
Ball club.
5:10 to go. On the run. Piercing across the 15-yard line to about the 14. And it'll be marked at the 15.
They say he picked up 8 yards on the play, so it'll be 2nd down and 2.
Now the 25 inside the red zone down to the 17 before he's finally tackled by Malcolm Clark. So the senior Denbrook gets a chance and makes the most of it.
Great feet, great bounce. Again, what I like what Denbrook did, kind of like.
Scoreboard, Cathedral leads Plainfield 51-7. That one might be out of reach. Here is a jet sweep across the 10. Nate Thompson was bear hugged and ridden out of bounds. Gain of about 3.
He will, but this time he's met in the backfield. That'll be a tackle for a loss by Jaden Scruggs, sophomore linebacker.
Jaden said welcome to the fourth quarter here, and again, nice job of playing with his hands again and coming off the block and meeting the ball carrier Denbrook in the hole.
2nd and 13 after the 3-yard loss. Now they're going to pass. Vanderbush lets it fly for the back of the end zone and over.
80. In motion is Colton Brown. Peyton will keep it. Gets it to the 5-yard line and surges forward on the second effort to about the 3, depending on where the referees will finally blow their whistle and mark the ball. I think he's at the 2.
Peyton Brown, when he took that ball, he got met by Brady Stevens, and he just went right by Stevens. Ball's right at the 3.
Inside 4 minutes to go in this one. Beginning to feel secure for Heritage Christian. Brown up the middle, stopped short.
The sophomore BB off the pass from the freshman Vanderbush.
Great job by BB. Again, like how, again, the youth of Plainfield strikes late in this game. Great catch by BB. Great throw by Vanderbush.
Extra point try on the way from Harris Nichols is up, and it is good.
3rd and 1 from the 1, also known as 3rd and goal. Hasbell, wingbacks behind him. Thompson in motion. They give it to Johnson. Thomas Johnson's in. Touchdown, Eagles. It's a 3-score game with under 3 minutes to go.
So once they found the end zone, they have connected all 3 times.
Shout out to Fortnite with the celebration. Asher King comes on for the extra point. He is 27-28 on the season. 2 of 2 tonight. It's down, it's up. It looks good. It is 21-0 in favor of the Eagles on Indiana SRN. We're always in the game.
Running room for Silman again. Well, he just continues to move inside, gets it down to the 20-yard line.
High tackle's not going to get it done for him.
Number 21, Malachi Silman picks up a first down for Delta.
So Malachi doing a good job tonight. As I pointed out on the depth chart and on the stat chart, he's nowhere to be found, but he's getting some playing time and doing a good job.
Sophomore, 5'10", 200 pounds.
And he used that 200 pounds to push that ball down to the 20-yard line.
Sophomore, 200 pounds.
Yeah. Coach says, let's try the youngster out here. 8:04 to go. Another good drive being put into play by Delta. Here's the inside handoff, knocked down right at the line of scrimmage. Nowhere to go that time for Wesley Stitt. Third down. A second down. And still about 10 yards to go for the first down. 28-14, Delta with the lead.
And they are not in very much hurry, are they?
No.
They're just taking their time. Probably will snap this with 5 seconds ready and the ready to play clock to knock this down to about 7:35 or so.
Levers goes wide to the right side. And Case comes to the left side of the offensive line. Oops, movement in the backfield.
For the end zone, has a man in the flat open. Finally slings it his way, but that was incomplete. He's short hopping. And frankly, Real is being asked to throw the ball a lot more tonight than Beech Grove had hoped for coming into the game.
Yeah, I've been a little harsh on him for not getting rid of it, but, he's not used to it. They like to run the ball, obviously, and that time everyone's covered. There's nowhere to go with the ball, so he has no choice but to try to check it down.
So fourth down, Beech Grove has to get this ball to the 8-yard line. Now with less than 7 minutes to go. Real looking for the end zone. Jump ball.
Nice.
Taking a look, waiting for a signal. No, incomplete. Dropped.
Oh, he had it.
Yep, ball's behind the play. The intended target was Mitchell. He's had his share of yapping and hitting tonight, but he does a nice job of helping up Xander Lowry, who was back to make the play for Mooresville.
It was a good fade ball, though. I thought it was.
Once again, Case goes far to the right side. Very top of your screen. Here's Hunt. Throwing. Pass is caught by Brady Peace, the wingback. Peace is not going to get the first down, but he'll get about, about 18 yards of the 20 yards.
Look at Peace right here, sitting right in the middle, right there, 34, sitting right in the middle of the field, just there, and then just goes to the first down mark, short about two yards.
Yep, so he gets 18 of the 20 back that they needed, third down and 2.
And they knocked 19 seconds or more off the clock.
And as you pointed out, they're in no hurry, they being the Delta Eagles. Hunt's best game of the year, by the way, was back on the 14th of September against Mount Vernon Fortville, one of the 4A teams that they played throughout the year. Throwing into traffic, and it's going to be picked up in the end zone. Picked up defensively, and it's coming up the far sideline. And knocked down at the 45-yard line. So 45 yards on that interception return. That's by 24. That's J.C. Reese.
Let's look at this play, Jerry. He had plenty of time, rolls out under pressure, and Reese is just caught in the flat, and he just takes it up the field. Great blocking by the Tigers. He almost made that pay dirt.
First interception of the year for JC, by the way, and now with 5:58 to go. Now there's a little bit of pressure to get this offense cranked on. It's a first down and 10 with the ball spotted at the 45-yard line. Back to throw on first down. Pass is caught at the 45-yard line the other way, and it'll be out of bounds and marked down at the 44. So they pick up of 11 on that play.
Reese picks up another first down, and now the Tigers are in a hurry offense. Again, takes the step back, throws the ball, had plenty of time.
So they get 11 on the play, good enough at the first down. Now they'll set up at the 45, make it the 44-yard line of Delta. The Eagles defensively now have to put a little stop here because they don't want this game to get any closer than it is right now. Back to throw, good protection, and way overthrown and almost intercepted. Once again, Tyler Gillen was the guy back there who almost picked that thing off.
Wow.
So the clock stops at 5:27.
Had the guy open, I just think he overthrew the ball. Wind is blowing toward with him.
That thing sailed on him, apparently.
It sure did.
So Harker will go back out. Harker's best game of the year. He had 2 games over 200 yards, 245 against Frankfurt and 209 against Tri-West. He had 5 touchdown passes against Frankfurt in that 58-0 win. Over the middle, wide open. Pass is caught, knocked out at the 33. That'll be good enough for yet another. Nope. Yep, they're going to call it a tackle and completion, I guess. Yeah, pass is caught at the 33. So the pass will give them yet another first down. Now they're moving the ball with a little more rapidity right now. First down and 10. Again, Harker back to throw. Harker's got a receiver upfield, but he's throwing into double coverage, and it's going to be intercepted at the goal line. Double coverage, he threw right into it.
Yeah, he can't throw in double coverage there now. If you're a Delta Eagle, you can breathe a little bit easier here. Ball will go out to the 20. Yeah, just underthrew him a little bit, Jerry. And now the ball goes at the 20, 28-14 with 5:06 to play, 5:10 to play in the fourth quarter.
So they're calling it in the end zone. I thought he caught it at about the 1 or 2 yard line, but they're saying it's a touchback, so the ball comes out to the 20-yard line. And Delta will get it from
backward. Saunders rolls out. He's got time. Little screen pass. Latre catches that ball, and he gets just behind the original line of scrimmage for about a 2-yard pickup.
You'll have about a 4th and 8.
That ends a string of 5 incompletions.
We'll make that 4th and 9 from about the 36.
Clock still rolling, 2:16.
Hand off again to Green, and Green first down. Tripped up at the 34-yard line. This is a big confidence booster for the sophomore.
Oh, yeah. Good experience. Hiding behind that line at that 5-5 frame and then just picking his spot.
Oh, yeah. Again on the ground, and a whole host of black jerseys come in to put the stop that time.
But the clock is still running, and now the clock.
Doing a good job. Didn't get lined up. It's in single digits. Hands it off to Green. Green. And from your offensive line perspective, from your playing days, this is the type of drive you want because you know as a lineman exactly what you're doing. You're going straight forward.
This is the fun stuff here. I mean, you get down to this point in the game where you know you just got to run the clock out and you get to, like I said, move forward, get going, get your pads low, and push that defense line off the ball.
Some other final scores, another one in 4A.
Latre again across the 50, out of bounds near the 45 of Guerin.
Yeah, he recovered from that thing very well. Normally when players collide like that,
you found a gap.
So many,
Handoff goes to Green. Green knocked down about the 17-yard line. Putting a jolt into him there was Aiden Brooks, but again, it's good for a first down.
Yeah, it took a pop at the end, but again, great run.
By the way, Mooresville and Western were in the same sectional for a few years. There's just not that many 4A schools around the Indianapolis area. In fact, Beech Grove is the only 4A school in Indianapolis. Now next year that could change. Ron Conley could be back in 4A. Brebeuf could move up to 4A. Even Cathedral could be in 4A next year, depending on how their tournament plays out. Handoff goes to Green. Green to the 10, to the 5, dives to the end zone. That should be the capper. Touchdown, Mooresville. Green scores with 1:47 to play, and the Pioneers are advancing on to the sectional semifinal.
What a drive there by Brecken Green, the sophomore, 5'5", 155-pound running back, powering his way through. Check this one out. Good blocking up front. Nice move at the second level, and then look at that, bouncing off guys, diving into the end zone, inside the pylon for the score.
85-yard scoring drive for Mooresville, and everything coming on the ground. Couple of carries by Evans. but primarily it was Green who'll finish with 80 yards rushing on the evening. The extra point for Swigert is good. Tonight's game on the IS.
The ball, and he's got he's heads up enough to.
Watch this again as Saunders tosses this thing.
Just tosses it right back to Tharp, and Tharp ends up getting about almost 10 yards more. Nice play.
Smart play, and with 50 seconds left, Guerin burns a timeout here. Crawfordsville has 1st and 10 at the Guerin Catholic 24-yard line. Final score, Brebeuf 53, Southmont 14. So sectional semifinal next week will be Brebeuf Jesuit here at Guerin Catholic at the Eagles Nest.
You know, it's amazing. There's so many rematches here during the, when you come into sectional play. Next week we'll have one over at Hamilton Southeastern between Hamilton Southeastern and North Central, a rematch from an early season game. Yeah. And that ought to be an interesting game, although North Central under Kevin O'Shea is really come on strong.
Turned them around. Yeah, when's the last time that North Central was 7-2?
Probably before you and I were born.
Real close. And when's the last time this matchup looked like this? 9-0 Warren Central at 3-6 Ben Davis. Jason Simmons having a tough first year down there on the Lower West Side. 50 seconds left. Saunders hands it off to Latre. Throws it back to Saunders. That's a live ball. Nope, incomplete.
Are they calling an incomplete pass?
Actually,
I thought that was a lateral.
Yeah. Lateral, yeah.
Is declared incomplete.
So we'll call it.
Hottie defending on the play.
Well, the side judge was right there, right on top of the play. But from our angle, that looked like a lateral.
Yeah, that looked like a lateral, and obviously,
it did not look like it went forward.
The Guerin defender dove on that, but they're calling that incomplete. 43 ticks left.
The Athenians not going quietly here.
Latre running the ball up inside the 20, 15, 10.
Is he going to score?
5. Touchdown,
yes,
Stephen Latre from 24 yards away.
The Athenian touchdown.
And that'll make it 49-19.
Well, his last touchdown was 54 yards.
Cook to attempt the extra point. Saunders to hold.
32 seconds left, and this thing all but over. Latre.
Blocked?
Yes.
And the kick is blocked by Hottie.
Second one in a row that was blocked. Look at how quickly he came in there.
Final from 2A, Paoli beats Crawford County 37-0. Also in Southern Ann in 3A, Heritage Hills on their way to their 10th win of the season, as they lead Mount Vernon 34-0. And Danville beats Greencastle 27-7 tonight as the Warriors advance on. Catch is made by Pope, and Pope taken down after a 2-yard pickup. For Pope, it is his 5th catch of the evening. And Beech Grove does not have to run another play if they wish not to do so. It looks like they will at least snap it one more time before their season comes to an end. Stay tuned. We will have our post-game show presented by Endeavor E-Tex with both our player of the game and our play of the game. All coming up in a matter of moments here on the ISC Sports Network. This appears to be the final snap of the game. It'll be a handoff. It'll be Pope. And Pope will get the first down before they can whistle it dead to move the chains. This game is over. Great effort.
I love reading this morning's paper.
Takes and goes immediately down.
It's like
at the 35.
19, Hagel.
Down by Hagel.
This will be.
This should be the last play of this game.
Should be a knee to end this ball game. And that will end this one. Like Brad said, Perry and I will be at Greyhound Stadium next week. Westfield will be at Carmel in technically the first round of 6A tournament, but it's sectional semifinals because there are only 4 teams in classes 5A and 6A. Brad will be.
And then halftime comes, and 3 of the kids are playing in the band. So that's the way of the world in that classification, which is kind of neat. Whoa, it's a good kick this time. Good punt taken back at the 25-yard line. And still on the loose. It's going to be brought down at about the 28.
So now the Tigers need a miracle, Jerry. 2:15 to play. I think we're going to see the ball go up in the air a little bit.
Yeah, we're going to have to. That for Delta, by the way, was the first punt of the game.
Tigers now have the ball. First and 10 from their own 29.
So they will start from their own 29-yard line, they being the Lebanon Tigers. They will have the football and in desperate need of something spectacular here. Of course, if we know it, so does the Delta defensive unit. So they will be almost in a prevent defense right now. They'll set up the little screen pass right about the line of scrimmage, and that's going to get you maybe 1, perhaps 2 yards, and that's not going to get the job done.
Yeah, I call a quick timeout here.
That pass complete.
Delta had 6 men in the box that time, Jerry, just begging them to throw that screen. Oh, got a personal foul, roughing the passer.
Yeah, that's going to be well, if it's roughing, that's a 15-yard penalty.
And maybe there was not a timeout called there because of the penalty.
Now,
the passer on right. The 15-yard penalty from the end of the play. First down.
15 yards from the end. Now, here, that particular play right there may mean nothing, Keith. I mean, it's irrelevant as far as let's say it's irrelevant, but I'll guarantee you the coaching staff is not happy right now because those are the kinds of plays that can lose you a football game in tournament time.
Absolutely.
Harker rolling, firing on the run. Just kind of threw it up for grabs. Going to be knocked down and incomplete. And the clock stops at 1:59 to go.
Yeah, you talk about, when you advance, penalties can cost you big time in a playoff. It could cost you a game.
Yeah.
Also, fumbles and those things. So you got to tighten up those things because next week you'll be watching this on film and you'll be showing that play.
That's one of the things they're going to. They will hark on that. If everything else was perfect, that would be the one thing they'd be upset about, and rightfully so, because as I point out, let's say you got a tight ball game now. You do something done like that, cost you 15 yards. It's second down and 10, and the pass is incomplete. That's intended for Cameron Johnson, and here comes the flag. That's going to be an unsportsmanlike.
Yeah, I think you're going to offset because now Delta responded to that as well. This could be offsetting penalties. They will sort this out.
The officials all gathered together to discuss this, and I think you're probably right.
4 of the 5 officials out on the field discussing it.
And here comes John Custer. Well, now they called a holding call against Lebanon. Is that going to be the extent of it? Okay.
Oh, wow. And they counted the play, Jerry, so it's going to be third down.
Well,
that should not be a third down, should it?
No, it should not. In my opinion, it shouldn't.
It should still be second down.
If the penalty is against them, unless we miss something in all that jibber-jabber out there. That's what it's going to be.
Wow.
All right, 3rd down and 24. Under 2 minutes to go in the quarter. Over the middle, pass incomplete. So the clock will stop now with 1:49 to play. And it would appear that Delta's Eagles will advance to the next round of the state tournament. But who they're going to play, that's yet to be determined. Looks like Marion had things under control, and suddenly not so much.
Pendleton Heights is sneaking back in it.
As to where our IHSA ATV guys will be next week, that'll all be decided on Monday. Rick Vander Weilen and crew will get together and take a look and see what games are available. As Rick pointed out at halftime, 15, 16, 17 games available to you next week, up and down the dial, so to speak. Over the middle, pass incomplete again, and 4th down.
1:45 to play.
So that was 4th down, so that's going to be a turnover now. So it'll be Delta with the football.
You might see a victory formation here.
Yeah. They need to kneel it down about 3 different times. It's getting chillier, I can tell you that.
The hatch opened, that's for sure.
The hatch to the roof opened up, and it dropped about 15 degrees.
It did. I'm ready for a campfire.
All right, so Delta will have the football, and if they put the ball in the air, I'd be shocked. It'll start from the 24-yard line of Lebanon. Interesting first time in the entire game that they have started in Lebanon territory.
Yeah. Really a great ball control game.
Yep. They've had a couple of really nice drives. Back on the 3rd possession, they had a 13-play drive that ended up in a fumble.
Yeah, we go back to that play. If they scored at that point, it's 14-0, and it might have been a different story, but perseverance. As we're going to be under a minute here before they snap the ball.
Got a couple of yards on that play. It'll be 2nd down and 8. 1 minute to go. Here's the handoff. And up the middle of the go, and that's Connor Bedwell. Bedwell's had a nice game. I think very quietly got his yardage in this game. We pointed out he's the guy that is their leading rusher.
And on the stop, number 11, Cameron Johnson.
Yeah, we're down to 49.8, and the clock has stopped. I think we've got another injured player for Lebanon. Well, they took a timeout. No indication from our vantage point.
Heritage Christian now leads Eastern Hancock 14-7. Tri-West is winning. I like that ticker. Clinton Prairie, Westdale. Whiteland, boy, that's a close game, Jerry. 33-28. That's a conference matchup. Yorktown handling Frankfurt. Zionsville all over Memphis Central. You've seen that Zionsville team play, haven't you?
Yeah, and I've not seen them play, but I've been following them very carefully. That's a good football team. And, of course, Muncie is where you'll find Delta. Located in one of the Muncie suburbs. 48 seconds to go. Handoff. And they will start the 40-second clock, and it's going to be about 2 seconds difference. And Delta is going to come away with the football game.
Danville handling Greencastle. I thought that would be a lot better game. Danville played a very tough, strong schedule.
So either a delay of game penalty or a timeout, one or the other, with a couple of seconds to go in this contest. They will take a timeout at 3.6.
Take a knee and we're done.
Yep.
Thank you very much, Jerry. I had a great time today.
Keith, my pleasure. And again, just to reiterate, the decision will be made on Monday as to where we'll send various crews. You guys got, again, your game tomorrow?
We have a game tomorrow, 7:30 start. You can catch it on the Indiana High School Association TV network or indianasrn.org. Check us out. We'll go, our pregame 7:20.
Well, let's hope it goes, say, triple overtime so you get to spend more time on the field.
I appreciate that, Jerry. Might have snow on the field by then. I know Mrs. Myers will have hot chocolate ready for me.
Yeah, but it'll all be gone by the time you get home.
You bet.
All right, so the final play will be coming up here. The Lebanon Tigers will fall to 5-5 on the year. These two ball clubs have, strangely enough, never met before. Delta Eagles will go to a 7-3 situation. Here's the handoff, and the tackle is made, and the game is over. So